Right. Well, that was a fucking crazy start. Lucky I've got no fucking buddy in here. Yes, well basically today we're going to look into how the fuck did the red pill community or whatever it is start. Like, because there's a lot of ideas that I agree with 100%. There's a lot of shit that's just fucking total nonsense if we're being honest. But like, I understand what they're doing because like, it's to be in the middle. You don't really get anywhere, do you? Like, you've either got to be like the craziest that way or the craziest that way. That's what gets views, that's what draws attention, etc. So we're going to look into it because a lot of people, I think it started off with Andrew Tate, which, like, that Reddit, how do you say that word? Fuck knows. But basically the stuff that he's talking about is just fucking, you know what I mean? Like, it's not the first time it's been said. Reddit. That's pissing me off. The Reddit is the Reddit thing. Fuck knows. Anyway, right. So I was trying to sound smart, right? Just fucking leave me alone. But yeah, so we're going to look into all that. Going to look into some videos I want to watch. But first, where did the word red pill come from? I think most of you already know, but just in case, let's have a little catch up of one of the best movies that's ever been made. We're going to watch the clip of where this came from, the red pill. Let's have a little catch up on it.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is.
I'm live on YouTube if you just want to come and check me out. If you don't bother. But we're going to watch some like stuff like how the red pill community started. Like, where did it come from? Like, you know what I mean? So if you want to come over and watch and that.
This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland.
Yeah, that'll do.
And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
YouTube, if you want to come and check me out. If you don't bother. But we're going to watch some like stuff like how the red pill community started, like where they come from, like. I mean, so
remember,
come over and watch.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Follow me.
So there we go. That is where the shit came from. Right now, wait there, let me just sort this shit out quick first. Shut up, man, what the fuck are you talking about? Reddit. That word's still pissing me off that I can't say that. He's spewing Reddit. Oh my god, that's fucking annoying. He's spewing Reddit. Fuck knows, man. Fuck it. I can't say the word. Just click the... Oh shit, do you know what I should have put? Oh, this is crazy, man. This guy got smacked up bad, look. Bow. Fucking stupid idiots. Right, let's get into this. Right, so red pill. If we type in red pill, what are we going to get? No, is everything still alright? Oh no, I fucking left it. I do this every time, man. Fuck. That's so annoying. I do that all the fucking time. Right, so basically we'll get in it now. I was going to watch this documentary, but that's just too fucking long. It could be summed up in this one, but I want to watch, like, let's see a fucking... Because, like, there, bang, there's a picture of them. A lot of the stuff that, like, Andrew Tate, your Sneakos, your Fresh and Fits, all them are saying, like, I think the first one to start hearing a lot of that stuff that I would think was more red pill was like the stuff that Alex Jones first, and then you've got people like Jordan Peterson. They talk about a lot of that kind of stuff. Like, it was happening well before Andrew Tate came along. He just blew it up to a different level. True Geordie talks Islam with Muhammad, and he done the exact same thing that Sneeko done, bro. So this is what I'm saying. There's censorship, right? This is like a funny thing, right, actually, because it's only really censorship, people say, when it comes to stuff that the ideas they don't like. Because look at even like Andrew Tate, who's totally against censorship, but then like True Geordie says that about him, something that he doesn't like about Islam, Muslim, which you're just not allowed to talk about. Just like white people aren't allowed to talk about any race shit or about black people, but you can see black people talk all the stuff they want about white people. Like there was on Destiny's channel, I don't know if you know Destiny, he's a good YouTuber, you should check him out, and he streams in that, I think, as well. But yeah, basically there was a panel, and these people were saying that basically they want to keep their race black, right? And I totally understand that. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But where I don't like it is if a white person said the exact same thing, they'd be like, he's a fucking KKK member, he's a racist, he's all this. Like, we need to just keep it across the board, like the same. You know what I mean? I think that we should all mix anyway, because this guy's idea was, I want to keep my culture. And even like there was a black woman on there, and she was like, but if I went with a white man, I can teach him the black culture, and then he can learn white culture or wherever the guys. Do you know what I mean? It's just fucking retarded, I think, that you just want to stay like just all in your culture. Like, why not go and try other people's culture? Like, and that's like a massive thing that I've seen going on all the time as well. Like, there's a guy on TikTok that he'll go around with a sombrero on, all the Mexican garments on, right? And he'll like go up to like college campus and ask like white girls about like, do you think this is proper cooperation? Like, and they'll be like, yeah, like every one of them, basically. There's not like many that don't. And then they go down to like Mexicans and be like, do you like this? Yeah, I love it. Like, you go to fucking Dubai, they want you to put on their Shabbat. So I'm not even going to say it because I don't 100% know. But they like you put on that. In Africa, they like you wear the clothes. Like, it's culture appreciation. You know what I mean? Like, just like what I like. I love lots of like Jamaican food. Like, I love reggae music. I like rap music. Like, I rap myself. Like, there's just like, I love like taking bits of people's culture. Like, I don't know. I just think that we need to learn from each other, grow outside of our own little cultures. And that's what I think immigration was supposed to do. immigration was supposed to bring us all together in big melting pots like London, New York, some of the best cities in the world. Like, obviously, they're kind of fucked now with the violence and stuff like that. But where does the best music, the best art, the best stuff, do you know what I mean? This melting pot of all cultures, it creates something magical, I think. But like people just seem to like, so first of all with immigration we thought that would happen, but now it just seems like people will come over. So like the Pakistani culture came over, they're just in their own little area now and they just do their own little thing, right? And then Polish people come over, we've got a lot of Eastern European, they just seem to keep to themselves and like, do you know what I mean? So like I don't think immigration really worked, did it? You know what I mean? So fuck knows. But anyway, let's get into this because I'm just rabbing shit. Now I'll actually turn it to the window this time before I go back. I'll hate to change the button, but I'm not watching that because it'll just be him sitting there going, I'm so sorry for what I said. I shouldn't have said it. Like, bro, you can joke about anything else. Them two guys there, right, that I've watched a lot of their videos, they can joke about anything they want. I'm not saying they do, but they could. They can joke about whatever they want, but then white people can't joke about certain things. I just don't like it. Like, I don't like it. And a lot of it, like, I'll just be honest, like, a lot of the religion and that stuff does help a lot of people, and it's something that I've even looked at and something that I might do, like find a religion to follow. And do you know what I mean? Obviously mine probably will be like Christian, Catholic, somewhere in that realm, do you know what I mean? Because that's how I was raised and stuff like that. And there's a lot of like I don't even think you can just be a Jew. Can you like be Jewish? And that's just crazy at the moment as well. Anyway, like I wouldn't be Muslim because there's like I don't think there's many like I don't really think they like white Muslims anyway. Like when I was in prison, and this was in the YOs, so like the young offenders, so it might be different. But even when like a football player came in to pray while we were playing football, and they said, if you don't want to hear this Christian prayer, you can step aside. And there was like some black, some brown, like, I don't know what, like Pakistani maybe or something like that. I don't know, because I can't even say Pakistani, there's loads of different types of Muslims as there. But yeah, so there was a couple of brown guys went over there, and then there was like one white guy, and even they were looking at him like I'm not saying they don't accept white people because I expect they do, but I mean, there's just a lot of other stuff that it's just like, I just really want to follow a religion because I think it would just give you a better life rather than like, because I am agnostic with it. I used to be atheist, like that's totally not true. Now I like to just keep an open mind and be agnostic about most topics, do you know what I mean? So I'm there right now, but I want to live the life and have something like, I grew up without a dad or stuff like that as well, so I think like looking to like God as like a father figure, like that's looking down and helping you, I think they can give you a massive bit of strength, and that's what I like about God. But do I believe he is actually true? Probably not. I'm a logical person, do you know what I mean? And there's just no evidence of it, so that's where I struggle. But yeah, I might watch this. I don't know. Like this is just I don't know. It's just a crazy situation that. Bro, you should watch some of them fucking AI videos. They are insane. Sneeko. Jesus, like, I could sit here and talk for fucking hours about that guy. But I believe that he is just being pure out there and at fucking, like, just doing the craziest shit. Like, just being outlandish for no reason. Well, there is a reason, obviously, to get views, but I don't think he believes everything he says. Like, basically, I've even heard him say stuff that he means it. But Andrew Tate has said it as a joke. He'd watched Andrew Tate and he thinks that it's all true. But then Andrew Tate even afterwards says, look, a lot of that was jokes. Like, a lot of like anyone with fucking half a brain didn't know that some of that shit was jokes. It was funny as fuck. But he did help a lot of people as well. Did he hurt a lot of people as well? Maybe. You know what I mean? Maybe he did as well. You know what I mean? Like, when you're spewing that rhetoric. Fucking I hate that word. Spewing that rhetoric. I'm taking that. You know what I mean? Then it happens, does it? Right. Destroy Red Pill in 10 minutes. That might be a good one to watch. But I want to watch Red Pills for Losers, Man of Fear, and... Right, let's watch this then. Who's this guy? Will this be a good video? Yeah, that's where I think it started. No, I'm not sitting there watching this guy fucking with his top off and that. Come on, bro. Do better. Bro, see this motherfucker right here? what's his name again? Oh, what's his name? Defund simping on beta males' body counts. I don't know, but he's fucking funny. Like, the guy who just stutters like fuck. Oh, come on, there must be like some Red Pill takeover. Oh, Patrick CC, yeah, we'll watch that for sure. Right, so let's watch this and see, because he'll explain it. He does his fucking research, and then it'll save me doing it. My internet is
England
dog
win the
shit, by
first
the way,
game.
so.
It must be Christmas. Paddy Power.
Is that loud? I'm just thinking for
The
like.
red over YouTube. I'm about to do something I rarely ever do. Sup, Pack? If you didn't know, this is actually my second channel. On my main channels where I talk about kind of like bigger topics. My second channel was originally supposed to be a little bit more personal, but you guys ended up really liking Ox Battles, so I just kind of went with it. But anyways, here we are today.
Because genuinely, like I said, I think it was like Alex Jones, the first person maybe I can think of that started like speaking about this, and then I think Jordan Peterson like brought up some of the topics, like, because this is how I see it. Like, obviously a lot of the red pill I'd say are conservative, and obviously the ones that aren't are definitely, well, I don't know, there might be some conservatives that, because I don't believe in all the stuff that the red pill say, and I wouldn't say that I'm even part of it. Like I'm part of the red pill community. Like, there is some ideas like the women shit and that I just don't get, and I do think it is like guys who have just been hurt by birds. Like, I think there is something there, and like there's something that makes them put their guard up about that. Is a lot of the stuff they say true? Fucking like 100% it is. Most of the stuff actually they say is true. Like, obviously Sneeko just is crazy shit. But I'm talking about Andrew Tate. A lot of the stuff he says is true, and in most cultures it'd be totally fine. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that he fucking joined Islam to be able to say, well, I'm a man of God, do you know what I mean? So then, because that can get you out a lot of shit with saying a lot of stuff, do you know what I mean? Like I said, if you're just a fucking straight male, white male, that's fucking atheist and stuff, there's just some stuff you can't say. And then again, there's even like, look at fucking Kanye. There's some stuff he can't say, I suppose. Like with the Jews and that kind of went off. Like, religion, I think, is just one of them topics that just like I said, because it brings people, like, literally, I've had like moments in my life where it's like I've just looked to God, do you know what I mean? And you do get this like overwhelming, like, I don't know if everyone does, but I get like an overwhelming like sense of like, I don't know, just energy or something like that. But I do believe in all that shit, like energy and all that fucking stuff. So I'm spiritual, but yeah, I would like to be religious, but it's just like, why can't someone start a religion without all the bullshit? Do you know what I mean? And it's just like something you follow, you go and live a better life. Like that's what I would rather have. Do you know what I mean? Just like a few set basic principles and maybe rules, but like none of this shit. Like, I don't know. Like, I do understand some of it, like they're not eating pork, like even like not even like a lot of people are like, what, they don't eat prawns or something like that, but prawns used to be seen as little like fucking roaches of the sea or stuff like that, like shellfish, and that was just like, because it had a lot of diseases and stuff like that. Like pork, you couldn't cook it, had a lot of diseases. So I don't know. I'm saying like 70% more I lean to the right these days. Even though I was a libertarian at the start, I was in the centre. I used to look at both ideas. Like the left just went too crazy. Like, and I know you've heard people say this over and over again, and I'm just spewing talking points, but that's how I feel. Right, let's get into PPC.
That's my main channel. You know, I made 2 videos about Andrew Tate, 1 video about Sneeko.
Yeah,
and even if you didn't watch them, then you know that these sort of alpha males or red pill
honestly, that's the only smoke I'm smoking. I've got chewing gum, like, that's
and
it.
in my
One wee
comment
little bit
section,
started
it's
showing me
pretty
that.
funny because I try to keep my main channel videos very objective. Because
you do.
whenever I'm looking into something, I just want people to give me the information. Yeah. I don't necessarily like to hear.
You can't really do that with Sneeko, though.
You know, it's hard for me to create an opinion. So I have comments that think that I'm praising these red pill guys.
No, you're not. You're just being fucking
and then
real
there's
about
other people
it.
that are like, "Thank you for exposing the harm that they're doing," but truthfully, I don't really think I'm doing either. I really just talk about what's going on, and then I let you decide. But
he does a real documentary. Literally just says the facts. I don't even think I've heard him say like, he might say little jokes in there to keep it entertaining, but he never like slides, unless it's like something like with a, no, not even then really. He literally just states the facts, and it's that makes them look bad because they are a bad person. So basically, you're going to take out of a Patrick CC video, who's like, what for me, one of the best YouTubers that I watch his content constantly. Like every video I'm fiending for. But fuck, I keep on forgetting myself. Yeah, you're going to look into something and see what you want to see. Like he just said, he made the video, stated the facts. Some people are praising, some people are like saying, oh, thanks for exposing them. It's like, you're going to see what you think you see. If you think that's bad, and a lot it's the way you're brought up. And there's nothing we can really do to change that. So like I looked into it, like I know this is a crazy thing, but like, I feel like I've got a lot of stuff going for me, a lot of talents, a lot of skill. Like, my mind's like really good at the moment. I'm trying to get my body in shape. I'm thinking positively, right? But where I struggle with is discipline, which I think a lot of people does. I looked up about it, and it says like there's people who say like it's so hard unless you had like a parent that was like that punished you when you were younger. Like in your mind when you're younger, it's so impressionable. So like even like years later, it's hard to get out of it. Look at people that's went into cults. Like it's hard for them to live a normal life after it. Like people would be like, that's so stupid, I wouldn't do that. But when you're raised as a kid from such a young age, it sticks to your mind. Think of stuff as a kid that some people are still worried and scared about now. You know what I mean? Like, there was one thing I remember there was this guy, like, and when I was really young, like, he was, like, he beat me up, and then years later, I got bigger, I got stronger, and I felt like I could fight more, and next time I seen him, I thought, I'm going to fuck him up, but then I seen him, and it was still there, like, that fucking, do you know what I mean? So then it didn't end up doing nothing, but it was like, you feel like you're going to do something, but, like, just your body, your mind, just, like, when something happens, like flight or fight, do you know what I mean? Like you'll either freeze, and it's all just like planted into your brain. So it's the same as like race stuff, right? Like this is a good talking point actually. Just before we watch this, right? I'll just go over. I just want to talk about this quick, right? Like if you're raised right from such a young age, getting told that white's bad, these white people are bad, these white people are bad, or vice versa, these black people are bad. And I know like I've heard from like people, Chinese parents are some of the worst about black people. And it's because, right, they're like, oh, it's fucking tough to say this, man, but there is a higher rate of crime like in communities that like if you go to like UK or definitely America, I've definitely looked into the studies there. I think it's like 60% of the crime, violent crime now is caused by black males or blacks. Like I'm not black males or females, like, and they're like 16%. Like that just doesn't make sense. Do you know what I mean? Now, why is that happening? There's loads of reasons. I'm not just saying fucking black people are bad and they're just naturally violent. Not at all. They come from poor areas. I live in Scotland, right? So there's obviously poor areas that we call schemes here, which is like a hood or like what do they call it down in London, the ends, stuff like that, right? The schemes is like the rough, tough, like poor areas. Where does most of the trouble happen? In them areas, believe it or not. That's kind of crazy. And basically, it's like 19, especially where I live, it's like 99% white. It's all the white people causing the trouble. So why is that happening? Why isn't it just peaceful over in white countries if it's just blacks that are violent? That's why that doesn't make sense, right? So it's obviously the conditions they're living in. Like poverty is going to drive you to do crazy shit. When you're brought up and your mum's on crack, your dad's in jail, your fucking thingies. Watch people, listen, I'm not talking about blacks now, I'm talking about people in my community. This happens in my community. Maybe not crack, but definitely heroin, parents and alcohol and stuff like that. That's going to fuck a kid's brain up. And they're not developing like they should. So, do you know what I mean? Where in other families where the kids are well looked after, like, and they're brought up, like, my kids are totally different to me. And a lot of that's down to their mum because, like, she was a lot better, like, a lot more fucking disciplined than I was because she was brought up better than me. Do you know what I mean? So, like, happy for her that fucking, like, obviously, because of the way my kids have turned out, because they were nurtured, cared for properly. And I'm not saying that parents don't nurture. I was definitely loved and cared for. That there wasn't the discipline that make them do stuff. If they want a couple of pounds, make them do it for money. I was kind of just giving what I wanted, like, which wasn't a lot. And I think that's why it was. Like, if you look at a parent, like, when they've not got a lot, they'll just say yes to anything else because they can't give you other stuff. Whereas if I'm giving you fucking like presents and that all the time and I can like buy you loads of stuff and get you the best of stuff, then I can say no to stuff because I'm doing other stuff for you. Do you know what I mean? So this is the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand, like, and they just get fucked up about it. Like, it's your childhood. And this is why we need to talk. So this is why banning people like Andrew Tate and that. You're not banning people who still think like that. There's still people in the comments. There's still going to be another one of Andrew Tate. His videos are still popping off. You're not going to stop it because people want to hear it. And it's because of the way they're raised. And this is how I see it on the conservative or liberal, right, left, whatever you want to call it. Over here it would be Tory or fucking Labour, whatever you want to call it, right? I see it as kind of like, and this might be wrong, right? So just like, but I see it kind of as the liberals are kind of like, oh yeah, we need to look after everyone and everyone needs to be nice and stuff like that. And 100% agree. I 100% agree with all, like a lot of the social fucking care for people. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I've been through fucking benefits. My mum has been through benefits, like getting like social care off the government. I believe we should help, obviously, this disabled, the mentally ill, the stuff like this. But how many people is there that are just like saying that there is? Because I know I've done it. Like, you just say that you're not feeling well, you're stuff like that, and then it's like, and then they will just give you a long time to get back to it, 100%, especially with mental illness, because it can just come and go, which I kind of understand. But how many people really need to just be fucking shook and just told, like I see the right doing, is like, just fucking tighten up your bootstraps, fucking get to work if you want to better your life and get the stuff in life that you want. Like, listen, we can all sit here and say that Andrew Tate's a bad man, these people are bad men and that, but he seems to have an awful lot of girls around him. Like, it seems to be like girls kind of like what he's saying, or like, do you know what I mean, who he is. And I bet you there's lots of women out there that like that. But then there's some women who don't. So I think that the women who don't should just not watch him, right? Or if they want, I think more so, they should try and engage with him, right? And try and have a conversation and debate him and try and see if you agree with some of his ideas. Because listen, see if I disagree with someone 99% of the shit they say. Even if there's 1% of shit that I think I can learn from them and that I like what they say, I will listen to them. Even if I didn't agree with them 100%, I still talk to them. But, do you know what I mean? You can learn something from everyone. Look at Andrew Tate, what he's a fucking master in his life. Like, what? Why wouldn't you want to listen to this guy? He's obviously got something to say. Like, what is going on? The guy is successful as fuck. Why would you not want to listen to that? Like, you could definitely learn something off him. And if you don't watch him. And it's as simple as that. I don't see the fucking problem with it. But anyway, so that's how I see it anyway. Now let's get into Patrick GC video about all this red pill stuff, and we'll learn a bit more, right? Because I've actually not watched this video, so.
Somebody with a young male audience, I know that this whole alpha takeover is probably kind of confusing or just overwhelming. Maybe you're second guessing yourself, or maybe your friends are like, bro, I'm on Tate's side. Like, yeah, I'm trying to fuck all these bitches. I'm trying to do this and that. I'm red pill now. Women need to bow to me.
Exactly. Like, what is red pill? I don't get what it is.
Like,
it's so
Anyways,
much
I can
stuff.
relate to you. I know how overwhelming and just
It's literally
all of this is.
like a lot of it's
Especially
like conspiracy theories, then a lot of it's like fucking work hard, and then a lot of it's like go and get all the women. Then a lot of people think it's like being misogynistic and treating women like shit. Like, it's like I really don't get what like fucking it is anymore. And then I really don't get how, like, you can ban someone like Andrew Tate, but then I'll go onto a channel right now and I'll show you a Muslim talking the exact same stuff that he believes in, basically the exact same stuff. And now we've obviously seen Andrew convert to fucking Islam. It's like he was speaking the exact same stuff as these people. Now he is fucking Muslim. So why are these people allowed to say it? Like, why is it? And I think a lot of people, I did at the start, a lot of people looked at Andrew Tate was like white bald guy when he's not. He's mixed race. Do you know what I mean? So. Really, he should get the pass to talk about what the fuck he wants. But not what the fuck he wants. Kanye is not allowed to talk about Jews, I suppose, so.
Sort of the mainstream has been just
I'll talk what
dominated
the
with
fuck I
like, the
want. I
liberal
don't give a shit.
mindset and the liberal
If it's on my mind,
ideals
I'm
and
saying it.
values.
If I'm wrong,
so I'm
I'm
hoping
wrong.
that what I have to say can maybe make you feel a little bit better, a little bit more normal. The truth of it is, I'm on nobody's side. I'm not trying to cancel these people, but I'm definitely not necessarily praising what they're saying either. And I think most of you kind of fall in the middle. Now, the thing about being in the middle, some people call it being a centrist. I'm not necessarily saying that. But the thing about not necessarily overly agreeing or picking a side is it's not very sexy. Nobody gets views by being a logical and reasonable person. You get views by being extremely on one side, no matter what it is, and not even just politics. Like, why would somebody want to see something be broken down logically versus somebody that's just going to scream and be like, I'm right, you're wrong, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's way more exciting. So that's the reason why a lot of you never really see anybody that's like, let me think about this, address both sides of the issue, and kind of come to a reasonable conclusion. Cat's meow. This is Murphy. Say what up.
I'll be gone soon anyway.
I'm personally a man of balance. If I hear an extreme opinion on one side, I want to hear the extreme opinion on the other side. And truthfully, since the sort of liberal mainstream has been dominating all of social media, it's... Now you want to go out.
Yeah, why not just listen to all of it?
It's actually kind of nice to see a little bit more of a conservative take on social media, because I feel like haven't even been able to see anything. Like, it's genuinely hard to find a more right-wing or conservative take on anything. That's just the type of person I am, and I recommend that you do this as well. I like to watch somebody that I disagree with a lot, or that I maybe don't particularly like, see how they approach a situation or handle a controversial topic, and then of course watching people and listening to people that I do agree with. But the problem is, when you
100%.
listen to people that you agree with too much, you start to kind of get jaded from, I guess, anybody ever challenging your opinion. Now, I like to use this example, and it seems like a little
But just a
corny,
quick little
maybe
thingy, I think a lot of that's down to the algorithm and social media, is it? Because if you start liking Andrew Tate videos, you know what, you're going to get more of Andrew Tate videos, and then you're just flooded, and you're stuck in this little echo chamber where it's just the same opinions at each other. Do you know what I mean? So, like, what would be a good idea is maybe making one TikTok account and then another TikTok account. On the other one, listen to people and like the videos and comment on people you disagree with. So you get somebody, or the left, not even you disagree with, but people on the left, and then go to people on the right on one of the other platforms and try and get a bit of both. Because there is a bit of truth in a lot of it, and you can learn a lot from both sides. And I think, just like probably Patrick feels, there's nothing wrong with listening to someone you disagree with. Like, there's nothing wrong with it, just to see how they do stuff, how they handle situation, and just even use it as like, that's what I shouldn't do. Because everybody in life will tell you, there's not one person who'll tell you this, everyone learns through their mistakes. But you're not allowed to make mistakes these days. You go on, you make a mistake, and then it's like, fuck, you say something bad, and then it's like, hell comes on you. Like, obviously, you're going to learn from that mistake. Like, that's what they all say, is it not? Everyone in this world would be like, you learn from your mistake. Best thing to learn from is your mistakes. Someone makes a mistake, ban him, cancel him. Just don't watch him. Fuck.
Stupid, but maybe it'll have some value to you. I didn't have a great relationship with my grandfather before he passed away, but he told me two things that I feel like could be applied to this situation. Number one, always listen to a fool, because you never know what they'll have to say. Pretty self-explanatory, but the idea is maybe you perceive somebody as dumb or a fool. Everything they say is garbage and you hate it. But just always keep one ear, Just don't write it off totally, because they might drop a little knowledge. They might drop a little gem that you're like, wait a minute, I agree with that. The other one is a little weirder, but you'll get it. You have Dog A and Dog B, and they're fighting over a bone. Dog A is a pit bull. Dog B is a Rottweiler. Who wins? Dog C. Because while Dog A and Dog B were fighting over a bone, Dog C walked over, took that, and got out of there. B, Dog C. The great thing about social media is you could watch two people that totally disagree with each other just fight and argue and say this take and that take. And you get to just kind of watch and just realize, okay, they were kind of wrong there. This person was kind of wrong there. They're right there, whatever. Or you can just be like,
he switched on, man.
Wrong in
I
this
don't know
argument,
how old he is, but he's switched on like
you know
fuck.
what I'm saying? You can dissect both sides of the argument and really just form your own opinion from that.
That's
and
it.
I feel like I've done that pretty well throughout my whole life. Just learning from other people's mistakes and learning from other people's success. I think if you become more of an observant person, you can really take in a lot of information from other people's successes and failures and apply that to your life and hone in that knowledge, and it'll make you a better person. Unfortunately, it's not that sexy. It's not going to get you views, but it'll probably make you a lot more of a balanced and healthy individual. Like, I mean, I consider myself pretty alpha. And that's,
on you go, son, get in there. And that's exactly what I said at the start, right? The reason that Sneako and Andrew Tate were being so outrageous, right, was for to get big on YouTube and stuff like that. People who've just got a balanced mind and agree with that, don't agree with that, and just stay in the line that people would call bots. They're bots. They're bots. What, you're a bot for looking at both sides and just like fucking like, yeah, being agnostic on these topics. Like, that's crazy to me. Like, even though there's a lot of stuff that I agree with on the side that the red pill say, there's a lot of there's stuff that I believe in the fucking like the social like care for people and that. Like, so I don't know. Like, but I think that the left has went way too far with this shit. Like, but the pendulum swings, and that's where Andrew Tate comes from. He said it himself. They created him. It wasn't even the red pill community. It was the people he, like what I hear. You hear these people say the most dumbest of shit. And then the people I listen to, like your Joe Rogans, your Jordan Petersons, yours, all that stuff like that, over on that side, that kind of give you the fucking, like, they just let you listen and make your own mind up instead of pushing a narrative, do you know what I mean, and a fucking agenda like they're all doing. Like, it's not fucking hard to see, right, that in England, right, basically all the news in the papers and all that, they're owned by, like, I think, a Saudi Arabian company or stuff like that. So there's obviously stuff you're not going to be able to say in Britain without, like, look what happened to Tommy Robinson. He got put in prison for fucking, I don't even think he done anything. Like, I think there was no crime and he ended up getting out the end and all that shit. Like, and that's a bit fucking, that's a mad shit to get into as well. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like freedom of speech is just going. Where I don't understand why we can't just like all speak and just like babe, not say what you want, because there's obviously crimes against threatening people or shit like that. And I don't even like the debates where it is just people shouting at each other. I like them. Like Destiny, he's great at it. He'll sit down. He's like the only guy from the left that will sit down with with someone from the right and have a civilized conversation, listen to what he's saying, speak his stuff and like stuff like that. He's playing this fucking weird game in the middle that just fucking fucks my head up anyway. Like, but you know what I mean, it's for the ADHD people like me, I suppose, but it is a bit much. But so just try and think, like, you're obviously going to be a better person if you look at both like viewpoints. You know what I mean, it's just fucking flipping competence.
But seriously, man, I just hired a third employee who is a really good friend of mine that I grew up with. So now 3 of my best friends growing up work for me, producing all the content that you guys love. They have salaries.
We do.
They have paid time off or whatever. I just pay them the same every week. It didn't matter. They could not work. I don't care. Mm-hmm. They have retirement funds, or they're going to have retirement funds.
And everybody's level of success is different. Do you know what I mean? Like, Andrew Tate says you need to get hundreds of millions in to be like, bro, no one really gives a shit. And this is another point what I want to bring across as well, right? Andrew Tate is just a normal human being. That's all he is. He could lose a fight. He's not the toughest guy in the world. He's not the richest guy in the world. Has he done amazing for himself? Is he a fucking really intelligent, articulate speaker? Like, is he fucking like a fucking human you would look up to, like 100%? And for me, like, I didn't have it, but I'm fucking like, I've been through a lot of shit in my life. Like, not got all the millions and stuff like that, but I see myself as a tough, like, alpha male, whatever you call it. I mean, I look after myself. I wouldn't let anyone fucking, I'd never back down. I try and stay loyal. I try and be a man, you know what I mean? But, like, these people are just, these content creators you're looking at, they're just humans. Like, I know that the editing and the flashy camera and all that, it makes it look different, but bro, they do the exact same shit as us. Like, do you know what I mean? Andrew Tate still has to go and sit on the toilet and hear shit and wipe his arse. Do you know what I mean? We, like, bro, just like, yeah, I just wanted to say that because I feel like a lot of people just look up to, like, these stars as, like, whether it be footballer, singer, rapper, these YouTubers who are, I'd say, probably the biggest thing out at the moment. I'd say they're bigger than rappers, TV stars, footballers. I'd say they're, like, some of the biggest stars. So, they've got so much influence because when you hear a rapper, you just hear the rap song, or you see the movie star in a movie, right? We've watched these people grow up, like KSI. I've watched them grow up. You know what I mean? So you're invested in their life. So if they say something, a lot of people, especially if you were younger, you'd hold on. Is like, I was a bit old at KSI in time, so I was growing up maybe a bit ahead of him, but only by a couple of years. I think he's 2 years younger than me. So like, we like grew up at the same time. And I remember like just when he first started making videos, I made like these shitty videos like on my phone or something like that. But imagine if I had kept going, like, you just never know, like, because KSI, like, it wasn't like he was anything. Well, he was actually. He had sick editing. He was funny as fuck even back then. But like, it shows you can go from your bedroom to the fucking main stage. Do you know what I mean? which is crazy to see. But yeah, I don't like that, the thing that Andrew Tate does, where they're putting down other men. If you're not 6 foot, not this, 100 million is all that, then you're not like the top. Like, come on, bro. Like, you could be put in your place by anyone. Put him in prison. Put him in any jail. He'll just be another bear bum in the shower. That's all he'll fucking be. A number. Bro, like, we can all just get put down to fucking our place real quick. You know what I mean? One fucking punch can put you back in your place. So, like, that's the shit I don't like.
Next year, we're looking into getting health care. Like, I take care of them. I also have a girlfriend that I've been in a relationship with for 3.5 years. Very successful, very happy. She's the one. And she makes her own money and she works. But I mean, if I needed to take care of her, I could. But that's just me. I'm a man of balance, and I implore you to be balanced as well. Don't feel like you have to just subscribe to one agenda and hate something else, or just ride with whatever's popular. Don't just treat one person's word as gospel, and definitely watch people that you disagree with or dislike. Just take little bits of information from everybody and use that to make you a healthier and balanced individual. Also, the official Patrick CC Ox Battle trading cards are available now. Yeah. Ready?
Nice little ad in there. Respect it. Get that bag.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. They're available in the link in the description.
Come on, bro.
Definitely go cop one of those. They're extremely limited and they're not coming back. Let me know if you want to get some more personal CC videos. Stay balanced. Drink water.
We want that content, brother.
It's Christmas. It's the World Cup. So come on, all ye faithful. Cross those sprouts, stuff those turkeys, and attack those carols. Because from this day, we'll forever ask, where were you in 22?
Celebrate with a completely free bet builder on England v the USA. Paddy Power.
Right. Let's see if we can find someone else that'll give us a bit more information about this shit. I really want to see where it's like the Red Pill origin. That's what I want to type in. Or, wait there. Am I being dumb here? Origin. No, the Red Pill origin. Is that... Oh, I fucked that up. Because I'm sure I put that in the title as well. The Red Pill, the dark truth of dating. See what I mean? Is it... I don't get it. Like, is it either fucking... Like... I don't get it. Like, what it is. Is it like a dating stuff? Is it fucking the Red Pill? Let's see this. I like this little cartoon. This might break it down for us.
What is this place?
The Matrix, we're inside the system. It's player versus player out here, man. It's on the street. It's not easy. For every dollar you make, for every pound you take, you took it from someone else. You don't make money, you take money. People don't understand the way the money works.
Is it about money, making money? Like,
you took from someone else.
Because that's the shit that I really find interesting, right? Is like who we're being controlled by. Like, that's the shit that I love to hear about, because it's obviously fucking true. Like, we're obviously being controlled in some little way. What Andrew says, and even what the Matrix says, is like we're being used as these batteries. Like, it's just modern day slavery. Like, for the poor or the working class, literally you work to get a house, like, or to like rent a home and then buy your food. You're really not left with much else. You can do these little fucking stupid things and all that, but we're just in this little fucking route. And the only truly way to escape that is to get rich. And then, like, because if you don't, you're living like 10% of what your life could be. Like, but when you get money, this whole world opens up. Otherwise, you're stuck in this little scheme, in your little area, in your hood, in your ends, and your fucking... Even if it's not that, even if it's like you're just stuck in your city for the rest of your life. Like, that's what I thought it was about. And exposing who these people are. Do you know what I mean? The government, how they work. Because literally, like, the left and the right, it's just two sides of the same coin. You know what I mean? It literally is. Like, they'll say totally different stuff, like different talking points, but they're still pushing the same. They're all doing the exact same fucking thing behind closed doors. They still, you think it's going to change, but they still get in there and they make the same decisions. And you know what I mean, it's, I don't know.
I would say physiologically and neurophysiologically, but also philosophically, and I would also say to some degree theologically.
Now, let's throw feminism into it, because women, let me tell you this, man. Chivalry is fucking dead and women killed it. So I'm teaching you guys how to be the asshole.
That's the real world. Now, maybe you have more than just some big tits. Maybe you're also a nice person. It's unlikely, but maybe you are.
Fears and ideas successful people use to separate you from them.
Okay, guys, so that hyperbole.
This fucking is amazing.
Damn, ain't that nice?
How are they doing these cartoon
Face
shits?
reality. That's the axiomatic structure
So if I was a
of the
woman-
entire perception.
No, Sneako's too far gone. Like, I watch him, like, and we actually will watch a video in a minute because he's entertaining as fuck. But he is just repeating shit and getting it wrong, talking nonsense, like,
I
no.
hate women. Huh? What? What do you?
What?
No, I thought that was the whole point of the. No. Okay, do it again.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Is that what it is? Because if it is, I'm full rebel on that show. No, I don't really get what it is, but hopefully we'll find out. Yeah, let's watch Sneako. No, I'm not watching him on Onigo. Look, because this is his new channel. We all know it's just his channel. Like, I don't believe in censorship. Don't think he should have been banned either. So hopefully he'll keep it up.
What are you doing?
But
I'm chilling, man. What are you doing?
I don't know. Like,
I'm
I
chilling.
think the bigger he gets, it'll probably just.
Because
Oh my god! Right?
Right now.
What the fuck?
Shit.
Did anybody see this fucking video?
What you mean by that?
This one here.
What you mean by that?
Aiden reacts to Blueface and Christian Rock on Kai stream is insane. Or just go to Kai stream and watch it.
What do you want to happen?
That Amigo is fucked. I went on it. I'm never doing it again. So weird, man. Like, literally so weird. Chat wingman for Sneako and Fresh. Sneako defends Nick Fuentes against ABBA. Let's hear this. That Nick Fuentes is fucking. I don't know what I think about him. Like I said, I don't believe in censorship, but I believe that. I think that, like, he might, like, just be, like, because I've listened to people say it, and like, they have got good points and brought up good videos of him doing stuff and being at places, like, maybe he is just a secret racist, but he knows if he just comes across like that, like, it's too much, so he's just, like, the bridge, do you know what I mean? And I can understand what they're talking about. But a lot of stuff he says is, like, built in facts. Like, I don't agree. That's where we disagree. I disagree with him, which I think Destiny did as well. Like, and I think I said it even earlier on in the stream, like, what is the point he brings up? Yeah, basically about the violence thing, like how blacks commit a lot more of violent crimes in America for the population they carry. But he thinks it's because of their, what does he say? It's from their genetics. So he's trying to say they're, like, naturally just aggressive or stuff like that. Which, like, that's a bit too far for me. I think it's more like obviously slavery didn't help. Fucking, and then it's just they live in poor neighborhoods and their stuff. Like, I bet you, like, people like rednecks or wherever the poor neighborhoods are, I bet you the black people up a different echelon of society, do you know what I mean? Like, on a different, like, tax bracket or whatever they call it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're probably living better and not committing as many crimes as, like, the rednecks or, like, the whites where I live. I mean, if you come to UK in general and went to all these cities, some of the fucking hardest cunts here are white cunts. Like, it's just like, and there's gangs of whites. Do you know what I mean? You don't, like, in Scotland, I don't, so, like, it's kind of getting like that now, but there's always been, like, gangs up here. Now they're going towards, like, it's like different types of gangs and that. Do you know what I mean? But back from the whole, if you could look up UK gangsters, like, you're going to see, like, the old time gangsters, like you'll know of, like, Reggie and Ronnie Cray, but there was, like, so many of them. Do you know what I mean? That were fucking, like, about that shit. And it's the same, obviously, in Scotland, England, Ireland, Wales, the whole of the UK. Do you know what I mean? So, and a lot of them were white. So why was that? A lot of it's from poverty. It's just that why were they acting fucking aggressive? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense that it would be their fucking genetics. Like, that is a crazy statement. But here we go. Sneako rides his dick.
Or, like, at TwitchCon, you can't even, like, get somebody in the frame who's banned off Twitch while you're streaming at a Twitch event or whatever. So
more
it becomes
people,
this kind of, like, thing where you could, like, pop up.
Essentially just coping about Nick. Two people in their late 30s who are too afraid of a conversation with Nick who's 24 years old.
Somebody, boom, you're banned. I'm in your video, yeah.
What? He spoke to fucking Nick.
How do you feel about us sitting down and having a conversation with Nick?
Was this before?
Do you think that
yeah, it was before.
For people like Destiny.
So, you're going to take back what you said, Sneako? Like all the shit that you've talked?
I'm of the mindset that folks should.
And
talk
listen,
to
I like
whoever
Sneako.
they
He's
wanna
funny.
talk to.
He's entertaining,
I
but
think
he
if the
does
topic
talk
is
some
serious,
shit.
then approach it with a serious amount of preparation. That's all it's done. So.
And they didn't at all. They got ripped to bits, actually.
I don't think there's an
because you
issue
can't
with
really,
speaking with him.
you
But
can't
if he's gonna
fucking really
come on
argue with
and
facts.
say a bunch of wild stuff. You
The
got to be
facts
able
just
to
hurt.
know the material.
That's all
And
it
you gotta be
is.
able
The facts just hurt. Now, I think they could have came at Nick Fuentes a bit more, definitely on that stuff that he says, like it being fucking biologically in blacks to be aggressive and stuff like that and be violent. Like, I think they should have pulled him up on that, which they'd never. Like, the talk about they were talking about, you can't really argue it. When he says that blacks commit the most fucking crime, like by a lot, like 60% of violent crime for 16% of what they are, the population, that's pretty crazy. But that is a statistical fact, so you can't argue it. But it does hurt. Do you know what I mean? It probably hurts people. But it's the same as anything. Like if people said fucking like, I see on shows people dissing Scotland all the time and saying stuff like about haggis or stuff like how is that any different? I just don't get it how you're allowed to fucking disrespect whites in every way possible, but other cultures you're not. And I just don't have that shit. Like if someone's going to talk shit to me, I'm going to say the maddest shit to them. I don't care, and I'll say whatever I want. Like. But then it's like, just is what it is. I don't know, man. I think we should all just be able to say what we want, all just get along as people, especially with like your mates and stuff like that. Just joke about. They obviously, if you've got black mates, you joke about all sorts of shit. So why can't it just be out there in the world? Because I just believe that authenticity is just going to always shine through. And I just see so much fake shit. Oh my god. Do you know what I mean? Actually, we're going to watch a video in a minute, right? After we've done this shit, right? This video, right? I don't know, like obviously most people will know him, but fucking Jay Swingler, right, who just won that boxing match by the way, which was fucking amazing. That guy was obviously a fucking shitbag, like, but he's going to move the competition up. Yeah, but basically, his video, right, he literally came out and says, look, I'm not going to do TGF anymore because you have to do what gets the thumbnail, what gets the clicks, this at the start, this, keep the viewer retention up, like the Mr. Beast, like, thingy, do you know what I mean? Which obviously Mr. Beast kills it, he does the most, and I don't think he's going to be hard to compete with. And like I said, there's different levels of success, but what Jay's doing, he's made a good life now, he's got a sick clothing line, and now he's just doing videos of just following around and just authentic shit, like what he actually does, and not putting too much into it. They were the best videos back in the day when people were just being totally themselves. Like I hate how I've seen like KSI have to like censorship himself. Do you know what I mean? And he knows it. Like so that's why when we was arguing with Andrew Tate and that, I think that he's just left it like because there probably is a lot of ideas that he agrees with, but that he's not allowed to say because he's got big brands behind him, $1 million brands and shit like that. Do you think he's going to say something just to lose? Why would he do that? Just because fucking Sneako wants to get banned and Andrew Tate wants to get banned. Like Andrew, they have said, this is a lot of people's income, so why the fuck would they give up what's making them millions? That's like I'm telling Andrew Tate, oh, go and delete Hustlers University. Yeah, Sneako, go and delete your content creation thing. Like, what? It's so dumb them talking like, I don't know, man. I could literally go on for hours about how much wrong stuff this guy said. But it is what it is. Like, it really just is what it is.
If you don't feel comfortable with it,
saying who you're bringing on,
yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say. Someone's going to come to
it's funny
me and
because
say,
he's been off. You know what? Like this is the last thing I'll say, honest to God. But like Sneako did bring up some stuff, right? But what he never brought up all the fucking like that really much about the porn and that shit when he was with Thingy. He never pushed it and said really what he says behind stream. I mean, he was like a bit about it, but then it's like, I don't know, man.
Wow. Israel's the greatest nation on earth and they're doing nothing wrong. I'm not mad at that, but you at least have to have some of the Palestinian narrative in there, or else it just sounds like you shilling. You know what I'm saying?
I felt like, you know, when I see Destiny doing it, I don't have any qualms with him doing it at all because he's so like ready to take on whatever his ideas are. With me, it felt kind of futile because it's like I'm just talking to somebody where this is their whole wheelhouse. Like they've spent their whole fucking life preparing to have this conversation with me.
And you want to call him racist and you don't know how to, because when you actually sit down in a conversation with him, you're like, oh shit, everything I was told was a lie.
Everything.
That's why every single one of these people, Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, Laba, Adam, they can't speak with him. They're afraid of a conversation. Jadian too. They're afraid to talk to him because they're like, shit, this guy's kind of likable. I'm supposed to hate him. Huh?
No, well, he's not. I'm not saying he's a bad guy either, right? I'm not saying that he is a bad guy, but like he is like, and even like it gets to the point where is it like even worth saying? Like, you know what I mean? especially with such like a massive platform like they've got, is it really worth saying fucking like the shit about that? I mean, I don't know. There's some stuff that he said, like, but a lot of it is that, like, 99% of it is true and is fact, like, but it's just hurtful truth and it sounds crazy, like, but.
This material, I think I've been brainwashed to think he's wrong, but I have no reasons to back it up.
Simpletons like me who don't know anything about race realism, right? Kind of useless in the sense of, like, you know, getting a million comments about how likable he is and everything, and I can't even deny it. Yeah, he's kind of a likable guy, even though he's got some ideas I don't agree with. But it feels kind of like
saying that or not.
Sneako got nearly 100,000 people in his fucking live.
It's kind of weird. Like, damn,
that's
okay,
insane,
did I just do my
bro.
part to sort of like make being racist seem chill?
That's
to people,
crazy,
you know?
by the way.
Yeah,
Nick's not racist.
So I'm sure he doesn't even get 100,000 on his videos.
Bots
So.
and you're saying bot shit, even in their late 30s, and this is what's going to stay on YouTube. And no offense, I mean, Adam's a cool guy, but to just go, he's racist, all these words are just you.
Adam's a cool guy, but he's literally everything you say you hate. He's a porn star. He fucking he's an atheist. Like, he's against you. A lot of liberal things. Do you know what I mean? Like, what? But I suppose, do you know what I mean? Like, actually, I take that back. Because I think we should be able to be friends with people that we disagree with. It's actually kind of fun. Like, when you sit down with someone and you disagree on stuff, like, I kind of like that. You can still be, like, a nice person, like, and then your ideas, I think you should keep separate. You keep your ideas, like, here, almost, and your body, like, and your other mind somewhere else. Because they're just ideas at the end of the day. And they're not 100% fact. It wasn't like only 100 years ago we thought that gravity worked in a different way. We either thought it was a pulling force or a pushing force or whatever, and now we see it's different. So even science, all science is, it's just the best theory we've got so far. And that's all it is. Like, but tomorrow something could happen that changes that whole shit. And just with your ideas, something could happen. Just like during COVID, Joe Rogan was wrong about a lot of this stuff. Everyone his stuff was all getting blah, blah, blah. Now a lot of that's true. A lot of the main theory is that it did come from the lab now. So, like, it's like just crazy, like, oh, and you're not even allowed to say that shit. Look at it, no one fucking watching.
Used to silence people, and they're at this age and don't realize that. Always look into people who are labeled as misogynistic, racist, anti-Semitic, incel, any of these words that they use. Well, cancel you. You're a crazy conspiracy theorist. You're crazy racist. Look into what the fuck they're actually saying. In my experience, 99% of the time, they're truthful people. This shit happened to Alex Jones, to Ye, to Trump, to Andrew Tate, and now Nick Fuentes. And these people are professional commentary channels, professional podcasters, and they can't see through that bullshit.
Probably. Yeah. And I had a couple black guys with me.
Because there is a rule set on YouTube and they don't want to lose everything. Just because you don't mind doing it, don't fucking expect everyone else to do it. We censor ourselves all the fucking time in life. You're not going to meet a fucking woman in real life and just start fucking saying shit that, like, or meet someone and just start, like, I mean, it's just that we censor, like, if you on the phone with someone professional, some people put on voices, or you speak nicer, or you try not to swear and stuff like that, and then when you're boys you act differently. Bro, we censor ourselves in life. You don't run into a shop and start screaming the shit you're screaming, or start screaming, so you follow by that rules. But then the job that you've got, like, imagine if you had a job anywhere else and you just started saying what the fuck you want, you'd be fucking sacked. It's like, bro, they're trying to keep their fucking business and their jobs and their money rolling in. Dummy. If it ain't your
and one of them was sucking his dick, and the other one, AD did what he could, but it wasn't, you know. Yeah, none of us were ready to.
And I would love to debate Sneako. I would love it.
Issue, like, I remember when Sneako did it the first time. I'm like, yo, get this young, because I don't know what the fuck. I was there with Jidon, and we were just chatting. All of a sudden, this dude's out here talking about, well, listen, the reason why black people have lower IQ. I was like, bro, what the fuck is this dude talking about?
Yeah, laugh, but you can't even argue it.
It's
at least
true.
be able to argue what he's talking about. What are you, 10 years older?
Yeah, but it's what he says afterwards that I don't like as well, that I'm saying that it's from genetics, where it doesn't have to be. Listen, an IQ test does not fucking determine, like, your intelligence. There's creativity, there's fucking, like, there's street smart, there's being wise, there's being fucking, like, all this other stuff, right? Like, your IQ, someone could be shit at an IQ test and then still be a fucking multi-billionaire or a famous rapper. So, like, what does it really mean, an IQ test? But yes, if we're going by IQ test, that's it. And that's just the best, like, thing we've got so far to determine someone's IQ when they're going to go older. It kind of works. It does, like, predict a lot of, like, people if they'll be successful or not. I understand that, 100% it does. But it's not fucking everything. Now, going back to that, Who comes ahead in the IQ test by race? It is Asians, then it is whites, and then blacks are at the lowest. That's just fact. Like, what's the point in saying it's not? Like, you can look this shit up. There's been studies done, like loads of studies done. Like, so I don't get it. And it's I don't get it, man. But I don't get why people just can't see that that's fact, but then also argue like, but why is this? Do you know what I mean? Why is that happening? Or does it even fucking matter? Like, it's a fucking IQ test. Does that determine you as a person? But is that true? Yes. Do fucking 16% of blacks commit 60% of the fucking violent crime last year in America? Yes. These are not fucking, and that's what he says that gets him banned and off airlines, but they are true. But then he does go further and saying that it's the bile. I don't like that shit, because you don't know that. Now you're just adding what you think on. Like, look what fucking the blacks as whole have been through. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know, man.
Leave a Discord call, pussy. You're a professional
You're
Discord
a
person
pussy.
all day long sitting in Discord chats, but then
Guy couldn't even look at Brendan Buckingham's video, right, about him, the documentary that just pure exposed the fuck out of him, about him saying that he hates censorship or that, or doing, oh, you fucking, look what women do, claiming rape and that, and then he claimed that fucking, that Brendan said that, like, brings up loads of statements. I'm not even watching it, giving it time, it's too long, but you'll sit there and watch fucking other shit, like what? And then he wanted to box you won't box him, you want to box people who you think will sneak, KSI asked you to fly over and have a box, you wouldn't box him, you want to box pussies. But any fucking, but he doesn't act like an alpha male. I don't act like an alpha male. That's because if an alpha male came up to you, you'd shit your pants. Fucking nerd.
Someone who you inherently disagree with comes in.
You've been a YouTuber your whole life.
You just leave.
You don't know about real life, man. You know what you've watched on the internet.
Literature, but I'm not going to sit here and get emotional and start screaming at him, because then you look stupid. So I like this. He could take the conversation. Then I went from there, and then he did a good job of like combating that research, because I was not familiar, nor did I really want to be interested in it.
You know, wait. You're not interested in somebody who disagrees with you? How, bro? This is what you can't trust all these people. How are you going to listen?
But then he'll say, "Oh, if you don't like me, just don't watch me." So what? You don't have to watch people you don't like. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid?
Commentator who doesn't even want to look into shit that challenges his entire worldview.
It's such a technical conversation once you start to really get into it. Absolutely. Because from what I've gathered, there isn't really much disagreement about the fact that there are discrepancies in IQ between races. What's up for debate is why that is the case, and if IQ is even a good way of measuring intelligence.
You see how Adam just agreed with the race realism take, but he said it in a nice, I'm high right now, friendly tone, and now Laba's sitting here not challenging.
He said it in the right way, stupid. You don't have to just be fucking like crazy about it and start going off your fucking like, what? You don't fucking know. Like, what is this guy all about? That was the best way you could have said that. Like, literally. And geez, look at his balls, man. Like, no, whoa, chill.
But when Nick Fuentes is abrasive and doesn't care about your feelings, you get triggered. You got to run away from a call.
In general, which is, you know, again, very much not a conversation that is worth having aside from the data.
Sure, I'm gonna have to go.
About how it looks optically as well. Right? Like, okay. Well, you're a white man.
If I made this my thing.
Hey, I'll be honest, you're a white man. I mean, you got two black dudes
I know.
here.
That's what I'm saying. There's a point in saying it.
Part of this party, and then he's just kind of like, well, listen, black people, the reason
why. It's been said now. That's the way I'm speaking about it. But do you want to be the first one to come out and bring that up?
That's like one of my chief issues with Sneeko one time is like, I'd had a conversation. I'm like, listen, you can have conversations wherever you want. Just don't bring them on when I'm on, because I don't really want to have these conversations. And I look crazy because I can't refute it, so I look stupid. Right. And like 50
stupid
minutes later, this motherfucker brings them on. I'm like, you retard. So
I'm the retard, but you're too stupid to talk?
You are a retard.
I don't think people shouldn't have these conversations. I think he should have a space to be able to talk about it.
Just not with me, because I can't say anything.
But if he's going to be...
That's what you said you wanted people to do.
Kind of topics, and he's having debate.
Fucking idiot, man. In front of folks who don't he contradicts himself every other fucking stream.
My
so
things
dumb.
that I brought up.
Look at the effect he has on people. This is why I'm really saying, remember this. If anybody could save America, it's Nick Fuentes. I don't have a lot of hope for this country, but that's one guy who has the charisma to do it, who has the intelligence to do it, who really knows what's going on.
But is he going to bring people together?
And well-spoken enough. Nick Fuentes could run and win. And seeing how these people
of course he could. Because it's mostly whites in America. Stupid.
That much older than him. Matt Walsh, Ben Shapiro, Adam, Abba, all 10 years older. Can't even handle a conversation.
For starters, right, Adam brings him on and they have a conversation, so that's just fucking, I don't know why he's saying that, right? Secondly, right, it's because he's like super banned, like on no-fly zones and stuff like that. Why would they risk that? It's not that they're scared, they just don't want to risk it. Oh fuck, the kid's coming out of school, man. Hear that shit? Fucking crazy kids.
That guy's gonna make waves. I'm proud of him.
He did such a good job dismantling him, because I'm like, oh, what about this clip of you?
That was crazy.
He said
exactly. that kind of shows what kind of guy he is.
Would be on a similar level of degeneracy to a white woman having sex with a black man. Super fucked up statement. But he makes the argument of like, bro, I was 18 and it was like leaked audio or something. I was, it's like he has everything on deck to be able to contextualize every bad thing he ever said to make it sound not that bad. Yeah. And then it ultimately,
which is the last thing I'm going to say before I go, right, is that is why, like, and this is what we need to decide as a society what's going to happen, right? Like I said just not long ago, right? If you're brought up saying that fucking, like, getting told by your mum or dad that blacks are bad, right? You're going to grow up believing that blacks are bad and believe all the stereotypes and everything that happens, right? And maybe be racist. If your dad was racist, you're probably going to grow up racist. Now, if we find, like, a 17, 18, 19, up really until 25, I'd say, boy who's got these ideas, why do we cancel them and make them even more extreme, or to just shout at them and tell them how much racist they are and make them extreme, instead of just like talking to them and trying to explain, look, what you think is wrong, these people aren't bad and stuff like that, trying to help them and grow their minds. Instead we're kicking them away and then fucking wondering why they're school shooters and stuff like this. It all, do you know what I mean? It all comes from the same place. It's all kind of like just pushing people aside, like even these kids at school getting pushed around, told they're wrong, told they're this, like, do you know what I mean? It's just like, we need to be helping the fucking youth and looking after them. And it's like crazy, like what I was talking about that Omegle as well. Like I went on there and seen like fucking like a lot of kids and I just skipped most of the time, do you know what I mean? And then unless they looked like 18, 19, like I was fine with that, but there was young kids on there, right? And then you'd go on sometimes and see some of the creepiest guys like this. It's just fucked up. Like we're just not looking after our kids. And like that is the fucking why that a lot of people are fucking growing up to be like these bad people, and but pushing someone away and just telling them that you're fucking wrong, blah blah blah, cancel, blah, like you're making that person worse. Like since he's fucking been cancelled, I think he's got worse. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you're making these people more extreme. Right, that's what it is. Right, we're going to pause this video. I'm going to be back in about an hour and then I'm going to go live.